Welcome, RPG and Limerick fans, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament 2025 qualifying race 6, featuring Synpyro, Siberian Bull, Sorbius, and Demon RHK. My name is Stavian Hawk. With me today handling our restreaming duties is Darkmoon EX and our tracker duo of Giganot and Bellison. We've got a great race lined up for you all. Quick rundown on the parties we've got to start with. All of our runners on stream today are picking up the Double Thief, which is forced, as well as a choice of mage, going with the Red Mage. The Double Thief's going to get plus 5 luck, and the Red Mage is coming with plus 40 strength. So even if the magic doesn't roll horribly, you've got access to some pretty potent melee early on. Hopefully they get good magic, though. You always want good magic. One thing to consider with the magic, we do have the White Ninja and Black Knight flags enabled, so if they do promote, these thieves will become ninjas, but they will get access to the white magic normally available to the knight. That's just some of the fun that they've got going on. We have the blank for all of these runners. That is an open slot. They can choose to recruit a party member from one of the clinics. There will be a party member available at each of the clinics in the cities, including Lefane, because we have the Lefanian hospitality flag enabled. Once they recruit that party member, it will start accruing experience, and they will not be able to recruit over it, so it's a one choice or no. This is, of course, our sixth match in it, so we've got plenty of runners who still have a few spots to make up. Once we get through with these qualifiers, we will have a special show showing off our brackets. Everyone competing will get a chance into the tournament. It's not a cutoff, thankfully, but the higher your station, the fewer probability, or the lower the probability you have to face some of these other runners. Even on the lower end of the brackets, you're going to face a lot of very competent runners. We are about 30 seconds from the gate coming up. We've got a 10-minute delay, so we can see the clock kick down on our end. Feel free to chime in chat if you got any questions about what's going on. We will keep you up to date. I've got those two trackers as mentioned before, Giganot and Fellison, keeping us honest on stream. Should bring up the Blursings just to let y'all know what they could possibly pick up. They didn't get a black belt to start with, so there will not be a black belt in this seed. It's a you get it or you don't option. But the fighter, if they pick one up, comes with plus 20 MDef. The black belt, if they could have it, had plus 3 MDef, which is like... it's the promo MDef, so basically just makes the master into a black belt. That's just funny. And the white mage comes with plus cure, so if they find a white mage, they get free cure 3. The black mage comes with plus agility. That black magic, you got fire 3 and quake, not horrible starting. White magic, invis 2, exit. That's an amazing pickup early. So you've got mobility, you've got sweepers, you've got the invis 2. There is a third thief. Not going to be recruiting that, I don't think. And pots, not too expensive. Houses, kinda meh. We actually see a reroll, Demon RHK switching up to get a white mage because the red mage cannot learn all the level 1 magic. Wants to get that exit, I understand. We see the weapon shop stop. You've got plus 4 and plus 5 for all the gear, weapons, and armor. So those plus 5 sabers, and also, plus 4 silver bracelets at a reasonable price. That's not a horrible thing to see. Once they have some gold, they might stop in there. Going to see Synpyro, our first runner coming up. Sorbius also already in Tofer. Opal plus 5. No knight, no fighter thus far. That could be just a chunk of money. By contrast, we see Demon RHK going straight to the king, picking up that TNT. Normally you'd go to fight Garland, talk to the princess, get teleported and get the princess and the king's item, but interesting divergence. We did see a heal helm come out of that top left room. That is a heal 2 on an item. Very nice way to save some hit points, or some MP. Garland down on Siberian Bull's side, the Mega Man, and Mega Man party. We will try and keep you abreast on which Mega Man is what Mega Man, given that Synpyro did not name the characters as such. We see the Moogle party on Synpyro's side. One great thing about the randomizer is how easy it is to put your own custom sprite sheet, or one that the parties have been created by our members in the community. We got the TNT from the King as we saw before, and we have the herbs, so that's 2 inner sea turn-ins that all of these runners can get to. We have extended open progression enabled, which modifies the map to allow you to walk all the way to dwarves from Canaria, and with extended open progression it unlocks the river system between dwarves and the rest of the continent. On the bottom, Elfland is available to turn in that herb. We don't see any of the runners heading that way, though. It seems we have heal 3 at Provoca, level 2 white magic. That's not bad. It's more efficient than the heal 2 we have on that helm, but it does take a charge. Wahaha, Demon RHK falling for the blocker that is Mohawk Man, as they go and take on the pirates. Going to take advantage of that early sweeper they have. Not getting a chance to see black magic just yet. Synpyro checking, finding Ice 3 and Bane. I mean, poison gas and the most powerful of the 3 elemental spells. Not a horrible thing to see. The lack of sweepers rolling into that white mage is hurting Demon RHK. The pirates not proving to be, well, friendly to just being poked at as you would see in the vanilla game. A sweeper makes for a much faster fight. We see that with Sorbius with the Fire 3 getting the job done. Going to be our first runner on stream to get the item off of Bicky. Gets the cube. So the cube is access to the sky half of Mirage. We do not have the chime, but that doesn't necessarily matter because the chime lock has been randomized. Any of the entrances that we have yet to see could be blocked by chime access. We had our race earlier this week where the chime locked out of dwarves, which was quite funny to see. Good checks on that armor shop in Provoca. You've got chain and wood armor both rolling up well. The chain armor can be worn by your red mage, and the wood armor good enough on the thief early. Do not disagree with picking that up and using it. Seeing our runners back. Demon RHK heading towards Provoca after doing a quick check at Matoya's. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull and Sorbius on their way back towards Provoca, or Canaria, going to be checking dwarves and continuing that left side loop. So Siberian Bull is going to check Matoya's. Now, this is a shard hunt. They have pick up 24 shards. Oh! Well, that explains why we didn't see into Matoya from Demon RHK. That was the chime lock. So Matoya is gated by the chime. Fun when we see this. So we know that dwarves will be available. The TNT can be run down. And if they have exit going to turn in that TNT at the bottom of dwarves, just run a single cast of exit to get back out of there. As I was saying before, we noticed the Vorpal, the crit stick of crit sticks, certain people's favorite sword, other people's favorite lawn dart, found at Dwarves 2-pack. But this is a shard hunt. We have marked chests, lazy dwarves, adamant acquired. All the marked chests will be either shards or incentive items, and they're given incentive locations. And they will be guarded. There is the canoe. That is access to the river system. So we have access to Ice Cave, Volcano, and Crescent from here. Ice Cave is not incentivized, neither is Marsh, but there are incentives in all 4 of the Fiend dungeons. In Sky Random, in Volcano Deep, meaning Agama floor or Carries floor. In Earth post Rodlock, so the Earth Armory and Lich's Closet, and Sea Locked, so anywhere in Mermaids or TFC, and that is the canal coming out of the herb. So we're missing the ship, and if they can find it, the floater to get out of the inner sea. Volcano or whatever's at Crescent is going to dictate where they go from here. Getting a quick check to see what's recruited. Unfortunately, I missed it on Sorbius' side. Meanwhile, some Pyro checking our magic at level 3. We've got Wall, Cure, Exfer, not horrible white spells. Zap, Saber, Stun, and Hold, and Black. Saber on black wouldn't be horrible for those thieves normally if you promote, but they're going to white cast instead of black cast, so you want to get that bonk or temper something. Just be better. And block 2, also not horrible to see at level 4. The lack of any life casts at this moment, or Cure 3 or Cure 4, definitely not so friendly. Gonna check the store, just has some pots, no sign of our shop item just yet. Demon RHK going back and picking up the Fire 3. Ended up getting a Black Mage, I'm assuming that was in Provoca, so has access to the sweeper that would have come in handy against those pirates earlier. One flag that we do have on that we don't often see value for is the Thief lockpicking. It's set to level 20, I believe, so if these runners get to a high enough level to make these thieves viable, they won't really need the key. Obviously, finding the key early enough, probably want to have it and use it. We see Demon RHK is finally going to TFC. Senpyro, good man, liberating the Hooray Dwarf from his one-word hell. Demon RHK gonna get that fight against Garland, gonna get the herb and make their way around to the inner sea. Sorbius is going back north. Interesting. Sorbius may have recruited a character and, yep, recruited a 4th character, is gonna go back, get that level 1 magic, and then move on. Then Pyro, not having a 4th recruited character, looks like they're getting ready to go towards Crescent. Now, there's reason to recruit, reason not to recruit. Reason to recruit is to have that extra caster, that extra body. Reason not to recruit is if you only have 3 party members, we do not have it set so nuns gain experience. You only spread out the experience per fight across those 3 party members, which can make gaining the necessary levels a lot faster. And with these flags, the scaling of the bosses is not that dramatic. The biggest worry that they have going into Tofer is that all the bosses have their vanilla scripts, so we make fun of Lich 2 for being a pushover, but this Lich 2 gonna whack a nuke on you pretty much 50% of the time to start that fight. We just look at level 6 magic, we have life and fast at level 6 white and black. That is kind of oof to see them that deep, but at least we've seen some life magic. Getting a look at the old men, they have a bottle, so we still need to get access to the ship and floater to be able to turn that in. That means Volcano is our progression, locked right there in the river system. Sorbius, meanwhile, having come around the top side of the map, picking up that level 1 and potentially level 2 magic, is taking the river system. Again, Ice Cave is not incentivized. It has a reasonably large number of chests, but it also has really, really annoying encounters. Normally we have all the scripts rotated and randomized, but Ellison saying, Volcano first, truly unorthodox. You know, if it were the vanilla game and you had access to the Ice Cave, you'd go there, get your floater, but not today. We have all the scripts randomized as usual for the normal encounters, but their vanilla touch effects are not randomized. So party instant kill functionality and a large number happens to be in Ice Cave and Ordeals, and you don't really want to have to deal with that. Our first spike tile in Volcano Armory turns out to be some pinchy boys and some bowls. Nothing that that Senpyro wants to take on. Find some EXPs though. They kind of have poison touch, and that is a poison thief at the front of the party, but they are juicy for experience if you can handle chewing them down. Get those sabers rock in, plus some Ice 3 magic, gets it done, gets some experience, level 7 on the party. See a Siberian Bull heading back down towards Elfland, that side of the map, as Demon RHK gonna turn in the herb. all of our runners at different spots in this race. We have plenty of other runners off stream. I gotta mention that. Let me count this up. 13 runners in total tonight, with 4 of those on stream. Big find. That is a ribbon and a dragon sword coming out of Volcano Armory. The dragon sword has elemental bonus damage against the dragons, which includes the Agama. Weirdly enough, it's a lizard. A Zeus Bonk, also nice to see, and a coral sword. That is 2 very capable weapons wieldable by the red mage and the thief. And that red mage with that plus 45 strength, if it doesn't cast, it can swing pretty dang hard. The ribbons are all loose. There are no ribbons in the incentive pool, so that's 1 of the 3 loose ribbons. We see a light axe plus 5 there as well. That is a weapon that can be used to cast Harm 2. I'm assuming that will be immediately dropped onto CCCC by Sorbius with the white mage, and likely onto the white mage for the other runners, because it can do damage to non-undead beings when used as a caster item by the white mage with the improved harm spell flag. Volcano Armory paying off pretty dang big too. You got a pro ring along with that Zeus gauntlet. You've got 2 sweeper items essentially if you've got a white mage. And finding our first trap chest, which had a shard. So that's the first shard on the table for all of our runners thus far. See the bottle pickup by Siberian Bull. Bottle has been picked up by Demon RHK. We all know that the Volcano is our progression at this point, so all of our runners are in Volcano or on their way. As the incentive item is Deep Volcano, as I said before, it will be on the Agama floor, or it will be in the vanilla chest in the dragon, or hidden normally by the red dragon. Although, as we've seen, we have shuffled the tiles for trap tiles, will not necessarily be the red dragon, especially since we have B-side tiles enabled. So we might not find the red dragon, but what we might find is multiple Agamas, or a couple eyes, which, given these given the fact that these are double thief, give a caster name here, birds, no birds. You're not necessarily going to see a grind unless they really need it or can truly take advantage of it. Do have to take this fight with these ogres though, because that is a trap tile trap box. Get the kill there, get the experience, get the shard and or the item, whichever it may be, and it is a slice. That is a shard for Synpyro, and soon to be one for Demon RHK in the same room. So much to see, so much to say. Demon RHK taking on that same pack, getting 3 Wiz Ogres. And there we go, Synpyro in the fork room finds the ship, so that is access to the outer oceans. Now, if we find the floater, we have airboat enabled, which means you get into your ship and you press a button and boom, you're up in the air. You do not have to go to the Ryokan Desert. And another excellent sword found. That is a Sun Sword plus 4. Unfortunately, it is not equipable by the thieves, but I mean, going from a Dragon Sword to a Sun Sword on that red mage, if you run out of cast, you got an even more powerful weapon to use. And there's a black shirt, another caster item. So that's Ice 2 on a shirt. And should they promote and have a black mage, that will be equipable armor. Sphinxes and a 4-pack on the Agama tile. Not something you want to see, especially if you know the recent history with Sphinxes and Volcano. But Demon RHK finds the ship. Here's the question you have to ask yourself. For Synpyro, the answer is no. That question is, do you have the levels and the stuff to take on Carry? Or is it worth going down to Carry's floor just to find one more chest? At this point, no. Since this is a shard hunt, You do not need to light all 4 orbs or any number of orbs, so fighting the fiends is optional. What each fiend represents is 2 shards for both Carry and Lich in Earth and Volcano and Earth respectively, and 4 shards each for Kraken in Sea and Tia in Sky. So those are known locations. You can get those shards. If you're in near go mode, you get in the airship, you make a fast dash down this volcano, taking advantage of all these unencounterable lava tiles to get to Carry, take out Carry, get 2 shards and a few levels potentially, or just some experience, and then you could be right into Tofer that fast. All comes down to how things route out. And on stream in Demon RHK, our first runner to actually get into the oceans, coding a flat-faced black mage. Gonna check into Canaria, go ahead and get that party member rezzed up, possibly pick up any necessary kit from the shop. Synpyro, meanwhile, is going north. Unfortunately, I don't think Synpyro realizes since the ship was in the volcano, it shows up at Elfland. The way the ship arrives on the map, because we have extended open progression, the ship has to arrive at an inner sea location normally accessible from the location that you found it. Extended open progression adds a passage in this river system linking the ice cave and volcano that would not normally be there, allowing you to get to Provoca from the volcano and vice versa. If the ship is an ice cave, which would be accessible from Provoca, you will find it at the Provoca dock, but since it's in Volcano, which is accessible through the river system from Elfland, it will be in Elfland, which is where Demon RHK picked it up. A bit of a misroute from Synpyro, but it's a learning experience. Demon RHK, meanwhile, with that ship in the out of the sea into a Ordeal's dive. This is a relatively fast to access location. You've got an incentive item and a few other boxes. The encounters in here can be a bit meh, but they also could be good experience if you can get a few shots. Get your pillars in chat. It is a down for the first room. It's never a bad thing to see those split rooms early. That is a down and a down. Will we get pillar 1, 2, 3, or 4? Pillar 4 from our tracker Fellison. I personally would love to see pillar 3, just because stick with the vanilla. For one of them, at least. Do we see any divergence? We see Synpyro is actually going to check in to the magic in Melman, give our first look at level 5. We have nothing. I mean, lamp can be handy because we have improved dark enabled, but not gonna bother. There's Temper and Nuke. Temper is promo locked black. That's just kind of mean. Demon RHK finds his first loop back to the start from the 4 pillars. Checks pillar 2. It is a pillar 2 maze. Pillar 2. So down, down, pillar 2, up. This seems to be our answer. Gets away from the zombie D and makes it onto the final floor. Now this is random ordeals, which means the box that has the item won't necessarily be the final box, but you assume the runners will check all the boxes that they can. Synpyro joining the Ordeal's dive as Sorbius on the way there. Another piece of high-end warrior kit to go with that opal shield from earlier, Dragon Armor +5. Unfortunately, all of our runners have picked up their 4th party members, so they're not going to be picking up a fighter and promoting to a knight. That is just some gold to have and use. These red gargoyles are kind of beefy. They're not hitting all that hard, but they'll take a lot of energy to take out. And without the Black Mage up, Demon RHK down to single target harm. Kind of shocking that they're not trying to use those caster items. I mean, that Light Axe, if equipped or if used by that White Mage, is harm too, which is an AoE. Plus the Zeus Bonk that they have, and the Black Shirt. Demon RHK resetting out. It is Sin Pyro's time to take the shot. Only gets 4 Argles instead of the 6 that Demon RHK did, but also has access to some sweepers, using that Ice 3 for good effect. Chunks them down, second cast gets the job almost done. That rolled 50, but the swing with the saber gets it finished, and Tequila. I'm going to assume that is our Rock of Treasure. You know, let's go with the gemstone. The ruby? There we go. The ruby! The red gemstone that's depicted on our tracker. Yeah, that is the ruby, which access to both Titan's Treasure, or Triton's Trove, which is incentivized, so that's 4 boxes, including 1 incentive item, and Sarda. So this is going to take us right back to the Melman continent after getting out of this. See some man cats blocking one of the shards. Not that many shards early, which is kind of unfortunate, especially if you don't plan to promote, because these shards, when you have 8 shards, it represents a 25% increase in experience and gold gained. 8 shards are per orb lit. So if you want to get levels fast, you want to get shards sooner than later. Interesting, we see a Siberian Bull actually going down to Carrie's floor. Gonna check the red D chest. Gets past the... Yeah, Gargoyle's not much better than the Chimeras before it. And finds 2010, not much, but has that level 1 exit. Good thing to have the White Mage, and gets right out of there. Meanwhile, some Pyro out of Ordeals. Thorby is casting exit right behind. And Demon RHK in that fight against those man cats, gonna get the shard and get out, or get the shard, get the final box, and get out of there. So far, not the hardest run for these, or not the hardest for these runners. For a Danny Seed, it's dang near plain. We appreciate that. Don't want to push the runners too hard before the actual event gets started. See Siberian Bull picking up some Throw Rings +4 on the cheap from Elflin. Not a bad pickup for that extra protection from the insta-death that we know exists all out there. Sorbius and Provoca, or in Canaria, bringing up some party members, going to save as Sin Pyro, our first runner, to talk to Mr. Titan. Going straight for Titan's Trove. Finds just the one chest there with the incentive item, but also finds a Bane Sword, another AoE sweeper option, and a potent weapon if it could be swung. But there you go, 2 swings from the melee characters that get their shots. Gets the crystal. Just remember, that crystal is nice and all, but Matoya's is kind of chime locked, so until we find the chime, the crystal is a complete womp. What we do know is, since the crystal or the chime is on Matoya's cave, that cube does give us access to Sky, but we still need to get in the air to get that far. Same with the bottle. So Floater currently locking out us from a dungeon and several dungeons and several things. There's the chime though. So next stop is the crystal turn-in for Matoya. Now, the hope would be for these runners is, let's find early key, get us access to some more shard locations and chests, and or whatever's in Canaria locked, or we get access to another dungeon. I mean, if you get a rod right here from the turn-in with the crystal, that gets you right back to Melman. You can take care of Lich, get whatever's behind that rod lock. Or we could see them have to go to Sky. That'd be fun. We can get the floater that gets us access to the bottle turn-in, as said before, and access to Sky. Play that beautiful chime music, and there's the floater. So what type of instrument? Oh, a katana +5 in Matoya's. That is a promotion please weapon. You've got 2 thieves, you want to promote them to ninjas, give them a katana +5, either find that Masa or that other katana that's out there and go full on stick of death. Zenpyro, first runner in the air, just about 26 minutes on stream, has access to Cardia aisles as well. Gonna check for the shop item here at the store and finds the slab for sale. That's nice, not bad. You can go straight to Melman, get that translated, and then single shot the entire remaining of that continent. You've got access to the bottle turn in. You can go straight down south to Lefane to get the slab translation turned in, and then go into the desert to go to Sky. So this routing a little back and forth, but making it work. Gonna see that translation, gonna walk it out. Check the armor shop, just see if there's anything good there. Nothing like those pro rings that we saw in Elfland. Sorbius, meanwhile, on their way to get that katana and that floater. Zenpyro, gonna go ahead and get the Cardia incentive. Goes to Cardia Marsh. The incentive chest is actually, I believe, in Cardia... Or is Cardia incentivized? It's Cardia random. Okay. The generic incentive chest is in the forest to the bottom right, but it could be any of these chests. And one other thing I forgot to mention about these trap tiles, or trap chests, they are relative location encounters. So all the chests in the Cardia aisles are going to be dragon packs. Unfortunately, unlike the Hall of Dragons, we can't get TO1 in a box. That would be fun. But we will be seeing a good chunk of experience coming out of these. There is a shard, moving on to that progression, plus 4 dragons, giving a good chunk of experience. Got the Sphinxes, just a random encounter, Zenpyro going onto the forest. As Sorbius, our first runner, to check into Gaia, we know the shop item is at the vanilla location in the desert tile with the caravan. What will the fairy give us instead of Oxtail? It will be a loot. That is the instrument of success. That is the gating object into the past. We just need to get those shards and or a key. Sorry, the shards and a key or levels. One thing about the randomizer, since the Oasis dealer never leaves by the item, it can always land on that spot. There is this rod coming out of Cardia Forest, so that is access to 2 more shards and all the chests and items in Earth. Question Zenpyro will now have is, go to Sky in proximity or go to Earth? Many thoughts can be had there. See a pro ring being picked up from there, as well as an ice sword. There's our second katana. Both katanas being picked up by Zenpyro and Demon RHK. Gotta assume other runners are gonna find that because they're looking for items. Once they find the tail, they are going to be going straight to Bahamut to get promoted and swing a pair of katana +5s off these ninjas. Of course, the red mage with that +45 strength is no slouch either for any of the for the runners that got their red mage. We know what our runners on stream have. We do not know what all our runners off stream have, so may ask them in chat when they get out of their race. Obviously, we will not ask until we see any of our runners on stream start to finish, because that would be spoilers. Looks like Zenpyro going to our first runner. DM and RHK making their first. Gonna go ahead and dive Earth. Zenpyro, instead of diving straight ahead, finds the triple eye encounter in the Hall of Giants. Spooky as all get out are these eyes, because they just ripped Crack and Expert out. But they missed, and there goes the red mage. And Dazzle. So these eyes are not that friendly, but I mean 3 eyes only going on to the thieves. That's level 17. Only 3 levels required for Zenpyro on either of these thieves to actually put them up into unlock mode, so you didn't need the key. Is gonna challenge it, gonna just start swinging away at these eyes with those swords. poke some eyes out. I don't blame them, but this is spooky. The instant death magic is just, yeah. Even if you have a pro ring, there's always that 3 in 256 chance that you will just die. Meanwhile, Demon RHK blitzing their way down Earth 2 onto Earth 3 on the Rodlock floor. Checking Asher's chest, finds a fire shield +5. That is promotion gear armor for the ninja. The fire shield and ice shield represent the best shields you can get for those. We see one of the thieves is down flat for Demon RHK. Whether they're going to choose to go with a 3-man thief white-black, that will be to see. See an Iron Gull on the trap tile there. That tile is linked to the top and bottom rooms on the first floor as well. Not the best thing to take as far as low-level grinds go, but it is a lot of experience if you can get a few cuts in. Very high absorb, much better if you have the katanas for high crit, or you have magic to get around that absorb. There is a blue splotch of something or other done by Demon RHK, our first runner down into the incentive location floor. Gonna check what's here in the armory, whether we get the incentive item or not. Otherwise, it'll be in the bottom 3 pack in the bottom left corner, also known as Lich's bedroom or closet, however you want to say it. One thief down, red mage up for some pyro, continuing on that eye grind. Those eyes with the same script as the red wingy things in Volk. Interesting. Those are some jerk birds in eye form, it seems. And that is the floater and katana for Siberian Bull, as we see. That was the crown picked up by Demon RHK. That will be a relatively quick jaunt from Earth to Northwest Castle once Demon RHK is out of here, whether they go for those 2 shards, which you assume at this point 2 shards is an easy pick, going straight to take on Lich. Meanwhile, big divergence, Sympyro and Demon RHK in Earth. Siberian Bull has gone to Waterfall, hoping to find, let's say, the Oxyale to Proximity Dive C or the Tail to Proximity Promo. Either option. Sympyro, meanwhile, kind of wiped out. That's unfortunate. Did not catch what that object was. Siberian Bull resets out of whatever Mr. Robot had. It obviously must not have mattered. At this point, I think it may have been the key. It would make sense if you've got 2 thieves, you're going to have that thief lockpicking, so you don't necessarily care to get the key. But that's just what I can assume it might be, because I totally missed it. We are going to see Sorbius go ahead and go to Lefane, pick up whatever the Loopa Loopa lads have for them. As we see that Oxyale turn in by Siberian Bull. See some gear shuffling. That was a Saber Bonk +4. That is a very valuable item. That is casts of Saber on whatever character is using it. There's the life, there's harm 4, level 6. We've got access to all of the spells that are available everywhere that isn't Gaia here with the Lefanian Superstore. Excellent value, excellent timing. Would love to be here promoted. Oof. Ooh, Cure 4 at level 7. That is an oof. Fast at 6. That is unfortunate, especially when you're focusing on melee. Being able to cast that fast to double up. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull in the sky in Mirage 1 actually finds another ribbon. So that's our second ribbon located. Finds a couple X chests on this floor. These are not incentive locations. Only past the Q block, and Sky itself will have our incentive. So that is shards. And Demon RHK, shards-wise, picks up those 2 shards, lights that orb, taking out Lich. Gonna go ahead and crack a crown on top of Astos' head and see what he spits out in exchange. Stopping at Melman, healing up. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull, or Sorbius, I should say, gonna join Siberian Bull in Mirage Tower raiding. We see Astos, we see a light axe being used, we see a sword not doing much. Astos, not so well affected by weapons, much more effective to use spells to eliminate. Doesn't have so much MDef, has so much, well, absorb and or dodge. There's our tail, so that crown from Earth is promotion with access to those katanas. Demon RHK gonna check the 3 chests here, possibly check what trap tiles there are, in case there's a want for a grind, or not. Oh! That is locked and does not have the level, so that is a bit of a bonk. Does have the tail, is going to promote, so we'll have access to all the gear that's available to the characters and classes, and can possibly start building up access to that level 1, 2, and 3 white magic for the promoted white ninjas. Meanwhile, as Demon RHK goes to promote, Sin Pyro and Earth picking up that crown that will lead to the tail. And Siberian Bull in greater than less than finding 3 trap chests, if I do believe so. Yep. Early on, it is a pain to find these trap chests because you can find some pretty painful encounters, even if they're relative to their normal location. Some encounters could be large packs of annoying scripted creatures. But this far in, most of the packs they'll be encountering will suck, but they've got sweepers and they can get that experience. Sorbius out, saves, goes up to greater than less than, as some Pyro about to be our second runner to take on Lich. Seeing Light Axe, seeing Fire. Oh, choosing to lock 2, that's an interesting pick. Ice 2 out of Lich. I guess dodging skeletons is something that Sin Pyro really wants to avoid. Switches to just swinging swords, that's doing a good job. Swing another sword, swing a third sword. Not enough to get the kill though. Unfortunately, skeletons are more affected by bludgeoning damage in D&D, but it doesn't matter since Lich gets diced up anyways. There's 2 shards and an orb lit for Sin Pyro. Gonna be out, gonna go to Northwest Castle, get that tail, get promoted, or is going to exit save and take on some more grind. You know, I don't mind this in the thought that if you get that level 20, you get that promotion. Or you get that level 20, you get access to lock picking, which allows you to get those 3 chests and check the lock in Northwest Castle. But instead of going to Northwest Castle, Sin Pyro choosing to go to Onrak. I am a little confused, but I'm not running, I'm just talking. We know that the shop item has already been purchased, so what Sin Pyro is looking for when they don't have the Oxy Ale. Demon RHK goes back into Earth, knows that there's an Iron Gull, looks like gonna take the grind, keeping that second thief down, and is gonna go ahead and Iron Gull grind this ninja up to the moon. Sin Pyro going into Waterfall, gonna talk to Mr. Robot as Siberian Bull, our first runner, into Sky proper. Whoops, goes to the left. You can't go around those pillars. You gotta go back out and go down. The Sky incentive, like all the other incentives, is random locations. And oof, Demon RHK finding out just how powerful those Iron Gulls are, loses that ninja. Gonna reset out and reconsider the choice. Chooses to leave and go elsewhere. As Sorbius diving back in, gonna make their way to the top of Sky itself. So far, Waterfall not paying out anything of note. The Aegis Shield, meh. The Defense Sword, though, that is a massive pickup. That is a instant cast of Ruse. Double stacks of Invis effectively on the caster. Only need to use that 3 times to max out the evasion. Team that up with a ninja that has a saber bonk, and you will be much better off. Big pickup, Siberian Bowl on that first floor of Sky picks up the key, so that gives access to all of the chests, and best to find that before you go to to Mermaids, or anywhere in C, I should say, because we have the locked Mermaids floor and TFC that could have our incentive item. It's not necessarily straight random in C, it is random lock, which again is Mermaids with the Mermaid Prison flag enabled, and TFC as per normal. Yeah, Felson pointing out how Iron Goals are very much a hard grind. Yes, they are. They hit very hard and they have very high absorb. The katanas with the high crit chance is nice, but you don't have the high enough levels to overpower them necessarily, and the absorb to survive their hits. So we see Demon RHK at this point, the only stop they've got to play is to go to Sky, get that key, which will give them access to Canaria locked. Our progression is gated behind Canaria locked as far as access to any other dungeons, aka Sea Shrine. But at this point, they don't necessarily need it. If you don't get the key, you just need the levels, and you don't need to kill all the fiends, you just need the shards. So getting the levels and going wherever you can that isn't C could easily get you into Go mode, get you into the past, and fighting those fiends. Not that many shards on those upper two floors, or on the upper floor of Sky. We see Siberian Bowl actually checking Sky 2. There's not that many chests in Sky 2 compared to Sky 3, especially since they're all split up into these different 6 rooms. So it is a common enough thing to see the runners go all the way past Sky 2 into Sky 3, check the 6-pack and the 2 4-pack rooms, and then potentially backtrack to get what's in Sky 2. Meanwhile, we saw the Lefanians had the Excal +5, missed that from before, a total womp in this situation because none of our runners thus far have found a fighter and were chosen to recruit them. At least on stream, I still do not know what anyone else has done with this race thus far. Getting our chance to see what's at the 6-pack, 1 shard item, or 1 shard chest with a Chimera blocking it. Pyro checking shop, gonna pick up some houses, gonna go ahead and talk to the ferry, get the instrument of past transit, or in this case just a straight up song, I guess it's a music box. Sorbius exiting out, not gonna go ahead and take on the TF fight, does not feel like those 4 shards are worth it this moment, could run back and take that fight if they really need it. Wants to go check what's in Canaria Castle, get that lock item. At this point, it's going to be our Oxyale, if I am correct, in my process of eliminations. Demon RHK, meanwhile, in Cardia Isles, taking on some Dragon Chests to get some shards and experience. Quick count, we saw Siberian has 2 full lines of shards, that's 12 shards, and finding a white shirt, that is Invis 2 on a stick, plus high-level armor that can go straight onto a white mage if they've got one, which I believe they do. Gonna equip that, so you've got... or not. I don't know, I'm confused. White shirt picked up, gonna go on. Meanwhile, Sorbius checking the incentive room, incentive chest, has an X on it, finds some oozes and arachnids, gonna try and toast those with some zap on the stick, aka a gauntlet, aka the Zeus bonk, and the light axe. Gets the Oxyale, gets them access to C, gets them access to that final incentive item, and those 4 shards, along with whatever shards can be found in that dungeon. At this point, for all of our runners, it really comes down to get the shards and the levels and go. Can't say any of these runners have necessarily a lead on the other. I'd say Demon RHK is in a great position though, post-promotion with the katanas, with good gear, but Demon RHK also does not have as many levels and is currently retracking steps that other runners have gone through. Sky is paying off big. We've seen the white shirt, we've seen the key as the incentive, and we just saw another excellent piece of kit, the ruse stick. So just like the defense sword, that casts a instance of ruse on the wielder. You have two thieves. You give them each the defense sword and the ruse stick, and they become dodgy as all get out. Or you stick it on one of your Perilous, the Redbirds, cracking Demon RHK's party to death. Volcano, not safe for Demon RHK, as pointed out earlier by Phyllis, or by our trekker. Just horrible, horrible birds. Bouncing all around. Demon RHK back into Volcano. Mummies with Blaze torching Senpyro's party a little. And this goes into greater than less than. Meanwhile, Sorbius going straight to the mermaid side. All of these rooms are locked, but they have the key already, so it doesn't matter. Checking primarily for X chests, finds the Power Bonk. There's our last incentive item. That is Saber on demand. 0 charges required. Aw, Sorbius, she body blocked you. You need to get her out of the way. Come on. No carbonation from Sorbius. Boo. Gonna check this primary chest. The incentive chest location finds one box with an X in it. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull is actually on the Bridge of Destiny heading towards Tia. And we get a war mech. We didn't take the wandering war mech in the floor below, but there is always a possibility of a war mech occurring al natural, and no, we do not. No natural war mech encounter. Siberian Bull going straight to the Dragon Queen. I mean, you've got a dragon sword, you might as well put it to use. There's Swing Swing, there's Invis 2, and Invis 2, Thunder doesn't matter with evasion, it just shocks y'all to death. Unfortunately, those are not sliding Mega Men, those are slipping Mega Men. They have slipped and fallen and cannot get up until they are healed. Gonna go with the heal 3, using the red and white mages for the white magic options at the moment. Meanwhile, Sorbius onto the left side of C, gonna raid the Sharknado floor for more chests, really in the position of just needs the shards. At this rate, if Sorbius gets the shards, may not see them go down into Earth and get that tail. There is damage poison coming out for heavy effect. One of those red mages, Ryan, has taken a fall. Duck with the first, sorry, did I say red mage? I meant thief. Cure 3 from the white mage onto the red mage. Blizzard coming out and doing a lot of damage. Cure 3 yet again, using that free 2 casts of Cure 3 at level 8 to good effect. Blaze, yet another elemental damage spell doing a lot of damage. Heal 3, gonna keep the rest of the party up. 4 hit points left. That red mage is on a knee. Ain't coming up with the heal 3. 2 hits. The Dragon Sword not doing much for Siberian Bull this time around. I believe that's the Dragon Sword. I don't know if that's still... Yeah, that's the Dragon Sword, not a saber. Tia missing the attack, though, and there it is. Tia is down. That is 4 shards in the orb lit for Siberian. Meanwhile, Senpyro, working their way through Sky 1, gets the key. And Sorbius, only a few more chests left before going on to Kraken Floor to get 4 shards and light that orb. Siberian Bull in Gaia, gonna check for equipment, or this is a shameful act. This is going to the Gaia Clinic. To be honest, with the airship, it is often faster to go all the way north and go to Crescent than it is to just walk all the way here into Gaia's Clinic. But, I mean, if you're here and you know you need it, it's what it's for. Back in, saves and leaves. Meanwhile, Demon RHK making their four-way up into the sky floors, up Mirage, as Synpyro also on that Mirage cube block floor, gonna head back. Actually, no, running it out. Looks like they're gonna exit and save with that key. Or they might just go elsewhere in general. I mean, they are down a party member. They're two-manning it right now with the Thief Red Mage. One of my favorite parties, I must admit. Not having exit because they have that Red Mage. It's not Red Mage learnable. Having to run this out because of it. And we have Kraken for Sorbius. Much more options as far as spells and abilities with the Red Mage, White Mage party. Does not have promotion, so is not swinging katanas, as we saw from Demon RHK. But that shouldn't make a difference. Gonna go with Bane strats. I mean, I love some cheeky Bane strats, but Zap and or Zeus Bonk and other straight damaging spells isn't a miss. Invis 2 coming out, trying to keep the evasion up so that Kraken with its 8 arms can't insta-kill. Ink is basically free if all you're going to be doing is using caster items. Do we get a Cheeky Bane? We do not get a Cheeky Bane. Ooh, I missed that before. Synpyro in the Canaria Treasury next to the incentive chest is a Masa +5. I do not recall whether or not that was picked up by Sorbius. Given the fact that Sorbius is not swinging it, Sorbius may have checked the X chest, but not checked the chest next to it. That is a woof, especially if you don't promote. That is the best sword you can get. So that is huge value, whether you promote or not. A Masa +5. Still in this Kraken fight for Sorbius, getting some chip damage done, gets the kill, doesn't get the Cheeky Bane, but that is 4 shards and an orb lit. That is progress made, only 5 shards shy. So 2 fiends and a free shard somewheres would put Sorbius in Tofer. Meanwhile, we see Demon RHK is making their way through Sky 2, getting some chests taken care of, possibly, I'd say most likely at this point, gonna go ahead and take on Tia. As Synpyro heading into the on-rack dungeon to take on Kraken and pick up that Saber Bonk if they choose to go for it. Sorbius does choose to go into Earth. Will Sorbius check the, Sorbius will definitely check the armory because Sorbius still needs the shards. If the armory has the shards that Sorbius needs, might not even need to fight Lich to get those 2 shards. So we will see Sorbius checking some boxes. TFC and TFC North checks for Synpyro, finding nothing of note. Demon RHK finding that white shirt and happily picking that out. Gonna use it as the promoted White Mage, so it is effective armor as well as an Invis 2 cast. Synpyro checking all the boxes on this floor, minus the one next to the stairs, ironically enough. Will Synpyro carbonate the bubbles? We shall see. Siberian Bowl up and in the air, heading towards, I was going to think possibly dwarfs, check the chest there. Nope. Going to Canaria to check Canaria lock. Will Synpyro check the chest with the Masa or go straight for the incentive item? This is the downs. Okay, Synpyro is checking non-X marked chest. Gonna find the Masa for sure and be very happy. That is a big stick. Synpyro is only 3 shards shy, so a straight dive up to Tia would get the shards needed. Obviously, that's not the shortest run. Might opt not to take it. Sorbius, meanwhile, does check the armory, gonna get the crown, which would lead to the tail if they choose to chase that chain down and get access to the katanas, as the power bonk is picked up by Sympyro. Sympyro is 10 shards short, so not nearly enough shards to make it into Tofer at this point. It is a very big moment when you realize that you are in shard go mode. Sorbius feeling so close, but so far. Ruse Stick being picked up by Demon RHK, Sympyro going down towards the Kraken side, Iberian Bowl going down Earth as Sorbius is on the Lich floor, about to take on the Fiend. Seeing some blazing mummies doing no favors to Siberian Bowl. Thankfully, with the levels they've got at this point, those blazing mummies are an annoyance, not a critical encounter. Lich takes a hit, Lich takes 300 plus, Light Axe coming out for some harm effect. Well, that was a weak hit with that Dragon Sword. Those katanas could not come at a better time for Sorbius. Definitely does not have the Masa. That is still the Dragon Sword on that primary thief. Unfortunate. But there is 2 shards and an orb lit. There is going to be... Yep, gonna check Northwest Castle. Has the keys, so has access to these 3 boxes we have not seen yet. There could be a shard in these 3 boxes or 2. So this could be mega value proximity. I do not see an X chest on those 2 right sides, and I miss what's on the left. So we'll have to see if there was something there. Sympyro in Sharknado, picking up that final chest in the 4-pack room as the tail's picked up. Still 2 shards short for Sorbius. That's promotion and a straight run to kill carry. That would be my assumption at this point for Sorbius' route, but I am not Sorbius. Sorbius is playing this time, just talking about it. Sympyro, meanwhile, on to Kraken's floor, taking the unorthodox top route. Avoiding the encounters along the bottom of that room, but taking a few more steps in the process, just getting up there. Oh, Demon RHK, why? You missed the robot. He was standing right there. You could have said hi. Get the experience and enjoy the many stomps and nukes that it has to fire at you. I mean, it's possible. Ah, Fellowson pointing out a Vorpal has been thrown. The best lawn dart in the game. It is a crit machine. You throw it straight down, and if it rolls up, it's more likely to peg the head of the Tyro and just have the impaled Tyro nest at the bottom of the desert, right by the Mirage Tower. Defense Sword keeping 1 thief alive against this Kraken fight. Defense Sword yet again. Sympyro really looking to finish this up, get those 4 shards in the orb lit. Switching from Defense Sword to Power Bonk, you are at max evade with those 3 casts. Gonna power up yet again. 2 Power Bonk casts, 2 casts of Saber. Going for a 3rd. Ink does not land. That's the 3rd. Going with the swing, not the Masa. Swinging 5 hits for some good damage. Gonna keep swinging. Ink not landing, no darkness. 5 hits, 620. That is an orb lit and 4 shards made for Sympyro. Sympyro 4 shards free, just needs to get 2 more fiend kills, or, well, doesn't really have 2 more fiend kills to get, can go ahead and kill Tia and make it to Tofer. We see Power Bonk being equipped, we see promoted party members on Sorbius' side, weapons are upgraded, everything is going to be good from there. Meanwhile, Siberian Bowl drawing that Lich fight, going to take those 2 shards as Sorbius dives Volcano, going to make their way down to get the 2 shards from the carry fight. Yeah, meanwhile, yet again being faced, we see cheeky Bane strats from the white shirt, or from the white mage. We see swing with the katana from that ninja. Heal 3 to try and bring it back up to party level. Going for another swing. 5 hits, not getting nearly the damage that the Masa was doing. But the katana, if you get enough levels, get enough hits, it will crit more often. Thus, its whole purpose is the blade that can slice through just about anything. The tail has been picked up by Sorbius, or Siberian Bull. That will be a promotion long awaited. Thunder not taking down the White Mage and the Ninja. We are seeing just this heal 3 or Bane sword and swing all the way with Demon RHK, not stacking any buffs, just going for the swings. 5 hits, 400. That was an example of good crit. Another swing. Do we get another crit hit? We get 5 for 300 plus. This Tia is not long for this world. Heal 3 to try and bring it up. Swing out, 5 hits, 200. That was not a crit, not at good damage, but it should still add up. Tia being fought. Meanwhile, Sorbius pulling the carry fight, getting massive damage done. Demon RHK gets the kill, gonna get those 4 shards and an orb lit. Meanwhile, Light Axe doing some chip damage. Sword, Zap, and Light Axe coming out. Harry hits 4 hits for 150, 5 hits back for 215. There's 5 hits for 330, and that is Sorbius with those orbs, or that orb lit and those shards. I believe they are 1 shard away by my last count. And yes, there was 1 shard in Northwest Castle. So we have seen all of our runners either pick up the tail or have been promoted or getting gear. We're about to see Demon RHK. Does Demon pick up the Masa? Has both katanas to my knowledge, so doesn't necessarily need it, but I mean the Masa is the Masa. Sorbius, first runner on stream into Tofer. We are on mid-Tofer, so we have no interstitial floors, and we have shortcuts. You normally have to go all the way around the top of this floor. You can go straight along the bottom to get to Lich. Remember, this is a vanilla script Lich, so there's that nuke. Oof. Bye-bye lead ninja on a knee, rest of the party. Lich 2 goes down, but Lich 2 did its thing. It crushed the suspension. That was a bit of too high a momentum. There's that life 1, no life 2, so you're gonna have to use some heals or cures or pots to make that work. Vorpal going on the red mage, so it will swing with high crit for itself. It has that plus 45 strength, so it's a totally acceptable melee character in a pinch. We see swing, we see power bonk, we see lock, and we see invis 2. Swing comes out, 5 hits, 292. Whoa, White Mage down, and Sorbius just rage resets. No more heal magic or life magic, just gets out of there and re-dives. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull into Tofer. This is a very interesting promoted sprite set. Gone from Megamens to Wily Bots. I do not know which ones those are, do not ask me. But promotion coming in from Synpyro, Lich 2 fight number 2 from Sorbius. Will Sorbius get rid of Lich 2 before the nuke hits? Yes, this time clear through. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull pulling that same fight. Does Siberian Bull get through it before? Yes, no nuke seen for Siberian Bull. Meanwhile, Demon RHK goes to Earth and picks up these metal goals. Gonna solo level or party level that primary BB ninja on the iron goals. That's juicy experience, but we've seen those things stomp hard. Dueling carry 2 fights for Siberian Bull and Sorbius. Siberian Bull gets it done first. Invis 2 on the party for Sorbius. Heal 3, try and keep everyone healthy. Siberian Bull using that right side route with this gap opened up in the pillars to get to Kraken faster with mid-Tofer shortcuts. Heal pot strats for Sorbius, not wanting to use up all the heal casts. Gets the job done on carry. Synpyro, meanwhile, is in Volcano, checking for a few loose shards, goes to the hairpin, finds some EXPs and a shard, as Sorbius pulling Kraken 2. Katana's out, 132. Kraken 2 does Kraken 2 things, goes straight for the White Mage, puts it on its back as the Red Mage throws Invis 2 out. What will Kraken do next? Goes for cut invis, 4 hits for 100. That was a low, no crits there. Lit 2, Kraken has a lot, and I mean a lot of lit 2s in the vanilla script. I believe it is all lit 2 for that matter. These katanas not doing a whole lot of damage, not getting enough hits in to get the crits to make the difference, and not having all the levels, but does get the job done. These are not highly rolled up fiends, but they are spooky. Siberian Bowl through, going to... Interesting. Puts the Masa onto the red mage, going Katana Masa since the white mage went down. That white mage, I mean white ninja, or white samurai strategy, kind of fun, but we are going with swing cast Tia, doing some chip damage effectively on that second ninja. The Katana's doing more, this higher crit chances and or damage, but no, red mage not getting the accuracy, and this Tia is dodgy. That was only 2 hits and she snapped back hard, taking out the second ninja, going for the first ninja. That was a good hit with the Masa, but this is a very fragile situation. Siberian Bowl through with the ninja and the red mage up. Meanwhile, Sorbius making it through Kraken 2 has all of its party members back, or all of his party members back up after rezzing the second ninja, and Siberian Bowl, our first runner on stream, making it to Chaos's floor. Will we see a finish up on stream for Siberian Bowl? Will Sorbius catch up? This is a 2-man into Chaos. Invis 2 coming out from the red mage, going straight into swinging, no power bonk, no roost stick or defense sword. This is just straight up swing for the win. Gotta remember, this Chaos has Cure 4 in the pool. Often we see runners stack up the evasion, stack up the buffs, and then go in after Cure 4 rolls, but will hit hold A and pray work? Invis 2 coming out after the heal 3s. Swing, heal, swing, evade seems to be the strat from Siberian Bowl. 4 hits for only 140 damage. Ice 3 coming out. That elemental magic is chiming away. The Cure 4 is in that pool. It could hit and it can wrap over. Plus we have all the skills with the high-powered elemental skill cast yet to be seen. Every time Lich is using a spell, it's taking over the time. 2 hits, 2 damage. If the Masa getting more damage done with the red mage. Going straight back to the heal 3 though, you know Chaos can do a lot of damage to to the entire party real fast. Oof, that was slow too, and it looks like it hits. The ninja now hitting for half its chances. That is oof. Cure 4 hits, and only if Siberian Bowl had Cure 4 on that red mage to cast on that ninja to undo the fast, or undo the slow, or fast to counteract it. This is bad for Siberian Bowl. Full reset on the health pool for this Chaos, and Masa wielding red mage is basically the only damage dealer of note. Meanwhile, Sorbius makes it through Tia, getting ready to go on to that fight against Chaos. Whirl comes out, takes out the red mage. Oh, Tornado coming out. This is likely going to be a wipe for Siberian, as Sorbius about to pull that same battle and send Pyro on Lich 2 in the 2-man, has a thief down. So much chaos here in Tofer. It is the great equalizer in FFR, and Sorbius is out and rediving. Step, and talk. Sorbius takes the fight against Chaos. Green Chaos gets locked. We see Wall gonna try and compensate for lack of ribbons. Gonna go with A-Rub. Interesting. Trying to avoid insta-death. I don't think that's gonna do much against this vanilla scripted Chaos, though. 5 hits for 280, the Katana doing its job, the Power Bonk on the Ninja in the bottom, BB being the primary damage dealer, it seems. Crack coming out. There we go. A-Rub works against Crack. I mean, more you know. Inferno, first those elemental skills. Not handling a spell slot, totally different list. But seeing that means there's less progression towards Cure 4, and it doesn't do nearly as much damage as we might worry about if you've got Wall or you've got Ribbons. A is down on a knee. There goes your White Mage. This is heal spots, heal spells, and swing. BB needs to get online and needs to stay standing. 4 hits, 400 plus. That's a good amount of damage. There goes your lead thief. AA is no longer dodge tanking. The Red Mage is on a knee and gonna be hit hard if a swing comes. 3 hit points for DDDD, the Red Mage. The Ninja gets the job done. Sorbius, our winner on stream with the first kill of Chaos with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, 43 seconds. GG's to Sorbius. Coming in 5th overall, we have Chanigan, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 40 with nearly right behind 1 hour, 30 minutes, 55 for Pickles and Beer. Rex picking up a 160.58. And Guardian Marcus coming in at 109.16. GG's to all of our runners going so far in this qualifier. We will see if we can get interviews from Sorbius if they are interested in joining us here in the booth. Meanwhile, we see Siberian Bull onto the Kraken floor as Sin Pyro makes it to Lich, trying to get past the Nuki Skeleton Man. Demon RHK, as the others were in chaos, or were dealing with chaos and or the fiend refights to get to him in Tofer, has made it through, gotten shards, gotten some levels, and is getting ready to join them in Tofer. I believe they have enough shards. If they do not, then they have a few places to look. Taking a weirdly roundabout loop around, going to Tofer. Fun fact, this map makes absolutely no sense even if it were a globe, because the map would flip up horizontally when you go fully up or fully down. But, I mean, this entire world map, plus the timey-wimey weirdness, you kind of just assume it's, well, pure chaos. Siberian Bull on this Kraken fight, gonna try and get through it with all party members up. Ink does not land on any of the melee. You see that Vorpal on the Red Mage, you see the Katanas on the Ninjas, and the Masa is back on Bull, the White Mage. Nuke coming out from the red or the Black Mage, return to sender by Lich on Demon RHK, bye bye Ninja 2, bye bye Black Mage, but through the fight in the end. Meanwhile, Sympyro loses their Red Mage to Kraken 2, does not have life magic, is soloing it with the solo Black Belt, or with the solo Masa equipped, Power Bonk equipped, and defense and or Roostic equipped Ninja. Lit 2 shocking Sorbius from Kraken. Kraken dies to Sympyro's solo fighter, or solo ninja. Goes on to Tia's floor, soloing the fight. Gotta love the dedication to it. Siberian Bull with a full 4-man party makes it through that fight and is about to pull after getting through these rock galls. Goes for Bane strats. Usually you want to quake the rock galls, not bane them away. I don't think they're all that affected by toxic swamp gases. But the sword's doing good work of chopping through the stone. Sympyro dodging away from this Tia with the Thief, going with Power Box stats. Bane not landing. Gonna get the swing in once the stacks are done. Swings for 4 hits, 700. This Masa doing all the work. 5 hits. Damage poison doing a chunk. Lit 2 doing a chunk, but still enough to stay standing. Gonna need one more swing. Gets it in. Gets the kill on Tia. Sympyro is good. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull wipes out yet again and is having to redive. Goes through, checks the weapons, gets them equipped. Sympyro healing up, going for the solo, going for the one-man against Chaos, and get through these worms, and does. Talking about one-man, we are seeing Kraken 2 for Demon RHK with that solo ninja. Takes the swing, goes for another, got the Masa on that ninja just like we've seen with Sympyro. ink does not land. Kraken not long for this world. Taken out. Tia away from Chaos for Demon RHK. We've seen the Solo Thief can do it. Defense Sword coming up for Sympyro. Gonna keep stacking on the Absorb. Obviously, Chaos has all of its elemental damage spells and abilities, so evasion helps, but it is not the end-all be-all when you don't have healing. But you stack up those power blocks. You don't have fast, but you have levels and Amasa. Keep on hitting Chaos. Do not work through that script. Keep on swinging. Give Sympyro a chance. Swirl is an elemental skill. It is not a spell down the list. Gonna choose to heal pot. Tornado comes out, takes him down to half his health, only at 89. Lit 3, 21. This is a scary, scary situation. Punch is a pass. Gonna take that. Goes to 116, gets back on his feet. Gonna keep on heal potting. Wants to take advantage of this evasion, heal pot up as much as possible to be a point where they kind of feel safe, and then start swinging after Cure 4 goes off. This is the most logical route I can assume is what Sympyro is thinking. Stay safe, see Cure 4, cut after Cure 4. There's a swing miss. This is a unfortunate situation. There's the Cure 4. Some lock would not go amiss. Gonna switch back to power bonking. Power bonk the cast of Saber ups the accuracy as well as the damage output. So it can help compensate for dodginess, but Swirl finishes off Sympyro's Thief. Unfortunate, gonna have to look at re-diving. Meanwhile, Demon RHK doing the Solo Thief thing as well. Sees slow, does not get hit by it. There's the Cure 4. Goes for the swing, 5 hits, 400. Is stacked up on evasion, is just going to swing 5 hits, only 240 that time, not getting the damage, but has health, over 400 hit points, going to keep swinging, definitely in a good situation. All things considered, gets the swings out, 2 hits, 500, Swirl takes out 71 damage. Definitely survival, 6 hits for 600 plus, that's what we need to see. Demon RHK getting the swings in, Ice 2 comes out. Trying to see if Chaos can make it long enough to res up. Oof. Cure 4 is deeper in this script. There is fast. That is the script rolling over. Tornado, an elemental spell or skill. Nuke. Aha, I forgot about Nuke. That's 9 hit points, but it's all that's needed because Demon RHK gets the finish at 1 hour, 18 minutes, 44 seconds. Demon RHK, our second runner to finish on stream. And Pyro opting out of continuing, choosing to forfeit after that loss to Chaos. Meanwhile, Siberian Bull is up and taking on Carry 2. Gonna see about getting the kill honor, got the full 4-man party up, has the gear to do it. We are joined in the booth by Sympyro. GG's, this has been a tough one.
Yeah, that was definitely a seed where I made all the wrong decisions. I'm just gonna say that. As soon as I knew it was gonna be one of those seeds as soon as I forgot that I had the TNT and I had to walk all the way back from Elf, all the way back to Dwarf.
Yeah. Well, TNT turned into our Lazy Dwarfs, which was just kind of fun. But yeah, in the end, having all the swords to go with the thieves wasn't nice to see. Did you get both katanas, or did you find the Masa?
I
believe
found the
you did.
Masa. I found the Masa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Masa. I found it in Corneria Locked, I believe it was. But okay, so that dive, those 2 dives in the Tofer were bad, but the worst part of this seed was I found a grind tile. I found a grind tile that was 3 eyes, and it was 3 eyes, and they had all the nasty spells.
Yep.
Well, it be what it be, though.
Yeah, we did see another grind tile. The top 4 tile in the top and bottom rooms on that floor was a pair of iron goals, and we saw a couple runners take that choice to get some levels. And we are joined by Demon RHK, our second runner to finish on stream. GG's Demon.
GG's.
What did you think of the obsessive quantity of high rolled swords? spoiled for choice in the end.
Are you talking to me or Demon?
Demon Frog.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. My push to talk was still on. Yeah, that was 9 hit points in a dream. We got there though. It was a seed. I mean, found both katanas, found the Vorpal, yeeted the Vorpal out the window as is tradition.
Good man.
Found the Massa, and at that point, once I found the Massa, I had already seen the Iron Golem tile when I was doing my initial dive through Earth, and I knew that's what I was going to take. It was just a matter of getting the ninja just eked over the line high enough to be able to take it, and finally got it, and then took the thief to nearly 50, which turned out to be a good idea. Because I did absolutely everything wrong in that seed. The seed started, I saw exit wasn't red mage learnable, immediately re-rolled, and then my brain turned off.
Yeah, not using caster items or having sweepers. I believe you wiped out of the first fight against Bicky.
I wiped out of the first fight against Bicky because I didn't check the tavern and see there was a black mage there, which wouldn't have helped because he wouldn't have had level 2 magic anyway. And then B, I thought I bought harm but didn't have the money for it, so Bicky just beat down my 2 people with weapons, and the white mage wasn't going to do anything after that. So we just kind of redid it around from there. But other than burning about 6 minutes for nothing, it actually started to level out after that.
Yeah. Honestly, given how the finishings have come out, we've seen everyone finishing in 10-15 minutes range. It's actually it was pretty consistent on what people ran through. What did you guys think, starting with some pyro with the double thief starter? Was that just like a why me? Or did you guys actually...
It's kind of funny because I ran a practice seed earlier today that had a double thief, and I did the same thing as I did in that when I ran double thief red mage, and this time it wasn't the right decision. Well, it was fun though. I mean, these flags are still taking some getting used to, but yeah, I mean, the double thief is always interesting because you have to make a choice. Like, do you want to have a double thief carry, or are you gonna Dan one of them and just try to carry with just a single one? And I obviously chose the latter, but yeah, I mean, you could go either way with those, honestly.
Was there any moment that... Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm in agreement there. I even on the before I had the reroll, one of them was named dead for a reason. The initial thought was we were gonna go 1 thief, 1 red mage and go from there, but I wanted the movement magic too badly and ended up going, okay, well, we got thieves and white mages, and picked up a black mage after and just had the most hodgepodge conglomeration known to man.
Well, at least you guys had access to like the white shirt and the black shirt and all the other gear that rolled reasonably well. I mean, I say rolled well when we have the +4, +5 is the standard, but having access to a good amount of good gear, even without having to dig too many chests, was definitely a nice thing, I can imagine. Finding a lot of night gear, though, that must have been kind of like, why?
Absolutely.
Why do I need this opal shield or this dragon arm?
Well, I mean,
all these swords, yeah, all the swords that aren't thief wieldable.
At least in the beginning, it's good for money.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever found an elemental armor. I had a flame shield, but I never found an ice or flame armor. So I didn't bother going back to buy gold bracelets. So my solo ninja there was on like silver armor. It was terrible.
Mine was on silver. Was on a silver Cheerio, so it wasn't that much better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw wood armor on thieves up through ninjas for quite a lot of this, because it wasn't something you really thought about even after promotion. How much of a relief was it finding that tail eventually? You knew you wanted to promote.
Oh, mad about that. How long? I don't even remember where I found the crown, but how long did I have that crown before I finally went down to Astos? I was like,
it came out of Earth, so it was a
so I
late
had
dive
it for a
run.
while. I had it for a while. Oh yeah, I was so frustrated about that. I was like, "Where's the tail?" Because I'm thinking to myself like, "Okay, what have I forgotten? What have I forgotten?" And I look at my inventory and I see I have the crown. I'm like, "I never did Astos."
Yeah. Well, Astos was somewhat of a pushover. Plus, he had a shard hidden behind his armory. We noticed a few times we saw runners not get the key and kind of slip off, not being able to get in there. But
Yeah, I was desperately searching for my last shards because I did not want to have to go back down and dive either Volcano or Sky again. But I want to just dive in Volcano because it was a faster one. So.
oof, oof, oof! I have to point this out. Siberian Bull, our last runner on stream, wiping out, had 5 hit points on the solo thief and just could not survive it. GG's Siberian, understandable forfeit.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
This was definitely a trial seed.
Yeah. Speaking of Volcano, how about them X for crack pyrolisks?
How about them X for crack and every other nasty spell under the sun 3-eye grind that I found in Earth?
See, I didn't deal with any of that. I just went through a Volcano, got all my crap, and got out.
Yeah, Siberian, you're the only one who actually experienced a wipe on that, and it felt bad.
Yeah, because not just once, twice. I wiped on Chaos twice because the Cure 4 is not doing enough damage. The RNG for me just there at the end of Toph was terrible.
Oh yeah, Toph was. It was no joke. I went in and I'm like, okay, this is all gonna be fine if I can if my level 48 ninja can beat the nuke out, and my level 48 ninja did not beat the nuke out, unfortunately, wiping out half the party.
Well, I was under 30 with my party, so I had no chance clearly.
Oh yeah, I danned the whole party and then went to the hyperbolic iron golem chamber.
The Iron Goals turned out to be the safest relative to their high experience gang grind spot, and it was worth a few levels for sure. Or at least it seemed to in the end. We don't know how Chanigan and the others did off stream. Might be able to get some word from them later and check some review, but this was a hard seed. I believe just behind you, Demon, was Softnum finishing out our runners that did finish at 120.02. We actually had 6 DNFers. This was not a seed that everyone took to liking.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Always blame Danny.
I mean, Double Thief isn't a bad party.
The weird part is, throughout that entire seed, I actually felt pretty good when I got to Toph, and then Toph just went into the crapper.
Yeah, you think...
I don't know if it's just the way I ran it or whatnot, but I felt pretty good throughout that seed.
Well,
until Toph.
We always call Tofer the great equalizer, but today Tofer was not the great equalizer. It was the great septic tank.
I think a lot of it came down to just how, I mean, the seed was smooth overall up to Toph, but it was just awkward. You're like double thief on your carries, no life magic pre-promotion. Both fast and temper were promotion locked. It was just a really awkward seed. Like me with a white mage in the 8 minutes of running around like a chick with my head cut off. And you just really had no good access to like high-end sweepers. What was it? Nuke at 5, Fade at 7.
Yeah,
So you're like relying on Fire 3 and Light Axe.
Well,
yeah.
Fire 3, White Axe. I found a Zeus. I found the black shirt. So it's like I had sweepers, but it's not to the level we would like.
Yeah, Volcano Armory was stacked as far as early gear. You also got some pretty good swords that even the Thief and the Red Mage with its plus 45 hit could actually take advantage of.
Oh, that dragon sword was a godsend for a while.
Yeah, it was.
All right, I gotta run. I gotta go get ready for work. Been fun, guys. GG's.
Yeah.
GG's, Siberian. Let's go ahead and in that case go on to final thoughts. DM and RHK, final thoughts from you, my good sir.
Of all of the flag sets that we've ever run for a major or mainline tournament, this is certainly one of them.
Well said. Siberian Bull, your thoughts?
I really wanted to finish, but those cure fruits were not going to be it. And if I had to go grind, we'd have been here probably for another 15 minutes. Who knows? And I didn't want to waste anyone's time. I just got into my head like hour 30. That's good enough. I'm done.
Well, given that you were in the dang near 50% of runners who believe this is not worth it, I don't blame you. It seems to be a very consistent choice there, and I mean, you put up a show, that's for sure.
I at least was on stream.
Yeah, very much. GG is looking forward to the brackets when everyone qualifies and see how everything runs out. With that said, thank you all. Thank you, RPG Limit Break, for hosting us, and thank you all for viewing this run. Looking forward to the rest of the qualifiers and looking forward to the brackets for the Final Fantasy Randomizer, the Great Chaos Caper Winter Tournament 2025. I have been Thavian Hawk, our restreamer has been Dark Moon EX, our tracker duo of Giganaut and Thelisnev kept us up to date with all the goings on of the runners that I was talking about. I have been Thavian Hawk. Y'all have an excellent evening.